Governor here, you know.
Somebody recognizes my abilities on this crew. Finally, it is a high left ankle sprain for Eddie Lampkin Jr. His return is questionable.
And that's good news in a way. Nothing more serious than that. So important. Cork on the floor.
So Cork is manning the middle for TCU. First possession of this second half. They got off to a fantastic start.
Discard.
And it is a foul on O'Bannon.
He is strong though. Turn that shoulder. They call that.
Texas Tech as a leader, and he's doing it here.
He shoots it. They're a little better team too. They get a lot of threes. They love the way they move the ball around the floor though.
Dick on the spin.
Trying to get
the drive and the denial there by Miller.
And Nickel Dimer is having to be on the floor.
Marching along, supporting his teammates.
He's going back and forth, Bert. I bet he wants to play. Look at Jamie's attention. A little lock low and a hold. Adams, that's number 3 now.
It is. KJ Adams Jr. Minute gone by in the second half. 10-point game, TCU in front, up by as many as 22.
They could use some action from Cork in the low box. He's got a little hook game down there. And it's an empty middle, and he is out here.
Miller trying to make it happen. The spin and the teardrop.
He is so good in that foul area, that kid.
His mid-range game is outstanding, and you're right, he has added to his range. A foul called as Dick made his way to the basket.
This cut to score.
They don't have the lob capabilities as much.
Third foul on O'Bannon. He sits, replaced by Walker. Adams drops it inside, and it's swatted out of there by Walker. Adams, the bank shot, in and out. And a foul called on the floor against TCU. It's Miles. Third team foul early.
Got to get Wilson going again. He's the lifeblood of this team. Tough shot here, though.
Missed it on a scoop, keeps it alive. Harris probing. Adams couldn't catch it initially. A couple of pump fakes, and it is spiked out of there by Miller.
How about Miller in the right spot?
They have great length on the wings. Their wings are shot blockers.
Wilson off the rim. They are 0 of 6 from the field in the second half. Ball gets it ahead for Miles.
It's a large game right now on this club.
Where do you want Cork here, Raf? You want him inside?
Well, again, you know,
Walker with a scoop to the hoop.
He's not a dynamic scorer in it.
Rondell Walker's got a skinny frame, but he's not afraid of getting into the teeth of the defense.
They are right on Dick. You've got to go opposite in this league. Defense, nice slip to the rim and a good look. McCullough.
Uncontested, McCullough to Wilson.
Wilson does everything. Moves without the ball, drives it, shoots threes. We got to get Harris going. McCullough's got to get going a little bit.
Adams really smart. Helps out on the cutter. He gets back on court playing that soft D. Drop defensive coverage.
McCullough assigned to Miles. They couldn't get it to him.
Likes to come back to that left. Pretty good deep. Another one by Adams.
It is.
Wow. 4, if it is.
I believe there's still some room to grow. A lot of it.
He can run the floor.
And that's just a mistake. Harris and Dick not on the same page.
And great, got to be aggressive. We know Wilson will.
He can handle and get to the rim too. Nice denial.
You did not email him, hey, what a note to know. He just forwards you the information.
Exactly.
Howard and Jamie are similar. Jamie was a child actor.
Yes.
And once in a while you act like a child.
That's not connected at all.
A nice pass on the slip. A little late.
And it's going to be goaltending against Uday.
Side of the floor. Not a good set.
Kansas is 1 of 10 from the field in the second half. They trail by 15.
Dick,
money.
Nice screen to set it up. Use your bigs to provide the lift.
Grady, Dick, Harris have got to get aggressive right now. They've got to step up. Harris has got to start getting to the rim.
Step in. Harris knocks it out of there and out of bounds. 0 of 4 from the field. Boss sets it up. Lampkin. Not 100%. Back in.
Great
spin. And gets it to go with the offhand.
His footwork is
of Eddie Lampkin Jr. He puts TCU up by 15. Wilson.
Tough shot.
A kiss off the window.
A little kiss. I think Jamie Dixon's thinking Kansas has a freshman big there. big in there. Who can take advantage of him? Lampkin maybe even at 80% can do it.
Good point. He slips. Nice coverage by Dick.
Walker, the drive, swing! O'Day! Do not go in there! Limp to the end of the bench, so they replace him with Cork.
Showed you a lot, though.
Drop it inside, and that pass This is a team that averages 77.2 points per game. They have 44 with just over 13 minutes to go in regulation.
Little blur screen.
Miles in a crowd, clears it.
You call him blur or ghost? What did you?
We called it blur. But blur and ghost are the same thing.
Nice hustle. Walker.
Walker, the offensive rebound. They get a reload with Coles. Clear it for Mike Miles Jr. He's got 9 points on 3 of 8 from the field, and he's fouled out front by Wilson.
I put the hands in there. Though.
It depends on who the guy was.
Yes.
A guy like Wilson, you would listen to. You know he's got the maturity to play intelligently and not foul.
That's 5 team fouls, though. And that will be a foul. Leaving his feet is Uday.
Press after the made free throw.
TCU called for a season-high 24 fouls against West Virginia. They've avoided foul trouble here today against Kansas.
And they've handled the glass pretty well.
McCullough lobs it up.
Look at the help side by Cork.
And
Vintage Cork. Get up and down like this. You're really impressed when they get some stops, too.
Dick's jumper, no good. Rebound. It is controlled by Wells. The
Nice
speed.
run. Good control by Cork.
And Cork had it blocked on the inside. McCullough controls. We're going to hit the 12-minute mark of this second half. It has been all Wilson on the offensive end.
What a
Crossover, and he draws the foul.
How about that dribble maneuver?
21 points per game, leading scorer in the Big 12. Get it in for McCullough.
Screen to screener. Pretty good reaction on the D.
Kansas is down by 14 to TCU. McCullough floated inside. And we heard bodies bumping in there. And
Adams is back in there now.
He's got the 4 to take advantage of him. And they got him loaded up. Timing wasn't right.
They're going at him. They want to go at him.
Baugh gives it up for Lampkin. Shot clock at 10.
America's favorite play, that little dribble handoff after screen.
Timing thrown off. Miles lost it. Now he's going to have to create. Miles, he was bumped. Floater doesn't go. Wilson guides it to the corner, but it's controlled by Lampkin. And a reload here for TCU.
He wants a ISO. Nice cut.
He tried the bounce wraparound pass, and it's out of bounds.
And a great look.
Adams with him in the post on offense.
And it's not a big Kansas team, so you match up nicely around the perimeter.
Adams, one dribble, big shot. No, he missed it.
They've had trouble around the rim all afternoon.
And Adams is 1 of 6 from the field.
Play through the center.
TCU has outscored Kansas 32-22 in the paint. Stutter step move by Miles, clear it for Wells.
Miles has got Adams. Miles could ISO Adams with 4 fouls, but get it to him.
Baugh got TCU off to the quick start. Push shot, short, he knew it, air ball.
That number's up there.
They're going to let Kansas run through this. Wilson to the rim, stripped to the ball, and controlled by Wells. Loop it ahead. Miller challenges Dick. Offensive foul.
Wilson should have given it up at the other end, but you know he's
controlled by the Horned Frogs.
Jay was saying off air that Dick is shooting poorer in Big 12 play. Preparation, run out, on the catch, they're there. He's got to make some adjustments and put it on the deck.
He's got to recognize that they're taking away threes.
And another one. It's Miles. But he immediately takes off his shoe and recognized that something was wrong.
State early in the year, and everywhere. Ball was not eligible. He has 6-game suspension for having an agent. Jay's got about 5 agents, but he's been eligible. But since his return, I think there's been a different team.
Definitely.
Losses to Iowa State, Texas, West Virginia, and Northwestern State, 14-4. Wilson adds to his point total with a hard drive to the rim.
They got 30. They got to play their catch-up game now. This is when they're going to take shots quick. It might look like they're taking quick shots, bad shots. They're not. They've got to speed up. They got to speed up TCU, and they got to take quick, good shots on offense. Try to get to the foul line.
And conversely,
right, slow it down. You under 10, run your stuff, and chase. You're quick to offensive rebound.
Ball fake, bounce it inside. Cork, shot clock is winding down.
Back to that left.
And he missed it with the left hand. Got himself a pretty good shot.
Not a good play here by Wilson.
A steal. Walker gives it up. Wells lays it in.
But they actually look like an older team playing against a younger team.
Yeah.
They really do.
Experienced, don't they?
And on the offensive end, they're getting the same cuts that they could get early in the clock. They're just waiting to the end of the clock to get their post up or their ISO.
Listen, they'll try and force KU to take a little clock too.
And that's what they're doing. Shot clock's down to 10. Pettiford. And Dick loses the ball.
Give it up.
Wells to Walker. Layup goes.
This is as quiet as I've seen this building ever.
TCU has not allowed Kansas to go on any runs here in the second half and get this place ignited.
Largest lead, 19 fast break points. A little looper there from Pettiford.
You got to press here.
And backing off.
Bill not pressing is kind of calling off the dogs here.
3:48 left on the clock. 22-point cushion for TCU.
Sometimes in Bill's thought, you say to yourself, pressing this team could make it even worse.
Yeah.
Shahade Wells, he has delivered off the bench for the Horned Frogs.
Early threes in that first half, playing with a lot of confidence too.
Dick, the high arcing three. Splash.
I don't know if they have the energy to press, to be honest with you.
Yeah, great point. They don't have the depth. You're right. You know, Grady Dick's got to learn from this game that everyone's taking away threes. I've got to get to the foul line by shot faking my three, and when they fly at me, taking the hit. And I got to get to the rim a little more.
Yep, 0 free throw attempts for Dick. Well, shake and bake. Ball walks that tightrope, and it's out of bounds.
Got it down to 7 seconds. They got something
all day for TCU.